SUV. We are now westbound on the 10 freeway. Westbound on the 10 after traveling southbound down the 5 from Magic Mountain.
And they may be seeing the same thing we're seeing. You're seeing that car, that SUV, a little bit out of control, maybe fishtailing a little bit. You were talking about bouncing. They might be seeing that, and that's why they want to close the gap right now.
Yeah, it could definitely have some type of punctured wheel there because it was driving on that shoulder. So we know that there is a lot of debris on that shoulder. But yeah, it's traveled from the 5 freeway from near Magic Mountain area.
Bro, I've been meaning to stream this. I'm sorry that I'm talking, but like I've been meaning to stream this for so long, bro. And we finally have a race. We have finally have
westbound on the 10, and look at how it's driving. It was another minor fender bender, and it did hit the back of this white car.
Why do this when you can change lanes? I don't understand.
Wait, hold on.
I think this driver is having some trouble with the car. Okay, I'm seeing some movement now. I'm wondering if this driver might be making an attempt here to bail very soon.
Julia, can you open up your...
Now he's on the move again.
Just widen up a little, yeah.
I'm just
wanted to see, because this driver could have gone to the right side, to the right lane, and chose not to. So what happens to the car
when we try and figure out why they
I'm
do
gonna
what
have
they
to keep,
do,
I'm
right?
gonna have to keep opening my Gmail. I'm sorry.
He's trying to stop,
because I
he could pull over on the right side.
I'm not trying to
I don't think there's any rhyme or reason to this driving
How?
behavior.
What happened?
This is still going.
Yo, he got away. What happened? Where the cops?
I'm about to lose count, but I think it was 2 crashes, 1 near miss. And this driver has not stopped for any of these accidents. And I think the drivers who were hit, they all looked shocked. That first one, that other white SUV that was hit on the South 5, they stopped. And I think they were expecting this other driver who hit them to pull over. But that absolutely did not happen. This is still going. And we are now passing Alameda on the West 10 after this went through the East LA interchange.
All right, thank you so much, Julia. We're going to stay with your picture right now. We'll get back to you in just a moment. It so happens we have one of our reporters. We have NBC4 Jonathan Gonzalez. He is actually just a little ways behind this pursuit. Jonathan, what are you seeing at?
So we are working on a story, Kathy, and we pursuit on the NBCLA app.
Wait, what's happening here? What is he running away from?
So my photographer Jorge and I, we jumped in the van and we decided to get on. We were just about a half mile behind the chase.
Yo, this nigga's driving in a family car, bro. What if he has like kids inside of that family car, bro?
Several units on the ground,
yo, he bugging. I ain't even gonna lie.
Behind it. But you know, as you've seen in the last several minutes, that driver using the shoulder.
Is he Mexican? Yo, I didn't say that. Yo.
The driver is now in that East LA area, you know, passing Boyle Heights.
Yo, that SUV gets it going, bro.
It gets...
Why every time I see these police chases, niggas run to the highway? Wait, hold on.
Right now, and that is certainly because of this chase. You see the driver ahead of us, and people are, you know, heeding to the officers' lights and sirens.
Jonathan, did you at any point
that nigga living life on the edge, bro?
Not at all. No, unfortunately, we hopped on just as it was passing the area.
Oh, American niggas is crazy.
The LAPD chopper finally come into view. Initially, all we saw were the news choppers. We saw our news chopper 4 flying overhead. That was
why is he still on the highway, bro? Why is he still on the highway?
Flying at high speeds to try to catch up to the chase and finally get overhead.
What about ground units? Any past you or any lights and sirens?
We did, yeah, we saw.
Oh, this speedometer is of the actual car.
We also saw.
Yo, it's actually cool. Okay, so
try to get away from units on the ground. So it was interesting that they're using the same tactic as the person who is leading this chase right now to try to catch up.
You know, what's interesting, Jonathan, is that while you were talking, we believe we saw this white SUV sideswipe somebody else's mirror. So it has already hit 2 vehicles and now sideswiped a mirror from another car. So, again, this is a dangerous situation for anybody who's on the road right now. If you gotta wonder, when
is he gone? Okay, he showed up again. He showed up again.
I can't stress
he showed up again.
Traffic at this time, especially.
He's just
in a very dangerous manner. I did think we would see that
Yo,
white
this is
vehicle
very
that
dangerous,
the
bro.
driver crashed into from behind. We
This
did
is
not see that
ridiculously
vehicle,
dangerous.
unfortunately.
Yo,
But
no,
hopefully
I'm
they're
gonna have to
doing
check.
okay.
Let me check
But yeah,
again.
this thing needs to
Let
come
me
to an
check
end.
again.
They're
I'm sorry.
just going to
I
only hit
ain't
more
trying to
traffic
get
as the
copyrighted,
chase
bro.
progresses.
Like, I
And
ain't
can you
trying to
imagine
get
what
banned
that
again,
driver
bro.
was
Like,
thinking?
that
The
really
person
sucks.
who
Let me
was being
see.
pursued
Maybe
here
it's
had an
on the
option to go to the right, to choose another lane, but then just bumped into that car. That's 3 so far, as you were
there's
saying,
nothing in this
one
spam,
mirror off. You have to imagine. Jonathan, we're seeing right now, I don't know if you're watching along with us, I think you are now, it's
Why those
pretty
cars
trafficy
fucking,
right
though?
now, and that's when the driver gets even more desperate.
I don't know why is this guy still on the highway, bro? Why is he still on the highway? Obviously, they will see him like if he's still on the highway,
we're
bro.
driving now in the Boyle Heights area. The shoulder tends to end in certain spots, and that's why you saw that driver.
I heard. Apparently, he crashed like 2 other cars on his way there, on his way to the highway.
Were happening.
But what is this guy being
this all
chased
comes
for?
to an end, and we're getting on the 10 freeway now. We're transitioning onto the 10 east.
Okay, so I think this is what happened earlier on the right,
maybe 2 to 3 miles.
on my right.
All right, and you are seeing on your screen a split screen there. You see it there. That was
Damn,
the
that nigga
first
really
car that
damaged
we
that car,
saw
bro.
that this SUV hit. Another, so that SUV, you saw 2 white SUVs there, and then a few minutes later, it hit another car. So again. It is.
Yo, that
it's
guy
a dangerous
damaged that
situation.
car for real,
this
bro.
driver is just weaving in and out of these traffic lanes, mainly driving on that shoulder whenever, Jonathan, you mentioned that the shoulder comes and goes here, but you clearly see it has been taking advantage of the shoulder whenever it is available. But again, I've been noticing that it's been bouncing quite a bit, and I don't know if the driver's tire is messed up, has a punctured tire there, but we're closely monitoring it. Of course, we also see those tinted windows, so we still can't confirm if
and it
there's
looks
only
like the
one person
back is
inside that
a
car,
lot lower than
or
the
if
front.
there's somebody else in there.
Yeah, right now we see it on the 10. Right now we just
Yeah, that's
passed
what I was
Crenshaw
also saying too.
Boulevard,
Why is this like
and it's
a
slowing
family
down
in there?
right now. And this is
Wait, what
unusual
did
for
this
us to
guy
see the
even
driver
do?
sort of just staying behind traffic.
You see those units passing by it.
Yeah, now making a lane
Get
change
off
here. We'll see
the
if
highway.
what they decide
Get
to do.
off the
We have an
highway.
airship
Get
above
off the
monitoring
highway.
This is one of the few times we've been able to kind of see into the window. Some of the back windows very tinted, so we're not able to see what's there. But we know it's robbery
not?
suspect.
Yo, what happened?
Hopefully.
Heard that the vehicle is stolen, so perhaps they even know.
Yo, is
who's
this
driving
another
this
car,
vehicle
or is it the
and,
same car?
Maybe trying to make contact with family
Yo, that was not
members or
live?
anyone else that might be associated with this driver.
what?
And we don't even know if
Pursuit
there's
of
anyone else
robbery
in the
suspect.
vehicle. It looks like there's someone in the passenger seat, but with those dark tinted windows, we don't know if there are other people in the back.
Bro, this
of
nigga's been going for
SUV.
30 minutes.
Yeah, it's very hard to tell.
Yo, this nigga, bro, this nigga is not trying to go to jail, bro. He is not trying to go to jail.
That's why when this will stop, they draw the driver out at gunpoint.
Retired Riverside PD
they go
Lieutenant Chuck Griffiths.
And at gunpoint, check the vehicle to make sure it's clear before moving on. They don't just assume it's one person in there.
Yeah, and we're certainly seeing this traffic backed up. They are westbound on the 10 near La Brea, and at this hour you got an
I'll get back to that. You see, man, this Streamlabs is giving me a whole lot of.
I don't think that he's going to want to bump into this box truck, but has certainly been using the shoulder there to go around, and we know oftentimes there's a lot of debris in those shoulders, and we're just watching as it's right up on this box truck, and all of those cruisers right behind, and you have to wonder if that box truck even knows.
In the morning, I don't know
what's
what
happening. This SUV.
They're doing what they're
doesn't this guy see that he's being led into a trap?
Of course, this area, as you approach the
Or is he
405,
oblivious
usually
of it?
backs up at this time of day. Well, all right.
What did
And
this
most
guy
times
even
of the
do,
day
bro?
is the day,
Where is
on
this?
The 10 freeway.
LA? Is it in
he's gonna
LA?
probably run into more traffic as we move along towards the 405, and we'll see more of this slowing traffic, and he's going to have to either use the center lane or start switching
Where
lanes.
is this? Location 10 W and exit 6 Robert Boulevard. Crestview. Crestview. Where's Crestview? I was about to search, but I'm using my phone right now.
The 10 or just trying to find more space out
Pursuit
there.
of robbery suspect.
At least on the freeway.
Okay, so he's a robbery suspect. Is it like armed robbery? Is it like bank, ATM bombing? What is it? I thought those wheels were flat. What happened to that?
These suspects get off and go
Also,
to an area that's
isn't it crazy that for the past 30 minutes, there's not even a single like LAPD vehicle that's nearby?
And just dealing with plenty of traffic this afternoon. Again, these are
okay, so that's one.
Robbery suspects.
But why is it not stopping this car?
Robbed the Speedway business and pulled. This was in Bakersfield. They robbed a business and then they hit a Speedway and pulled an AR-15 style weapon on the clerk at that Speedway, and that is when the CHP got called and started chasing these suspects.
AR.
So we do, know that they are armed with an AR-15 style
weapon,
and are definitely doing all that they can to avoid being stopped by the CHP officers.
So that's why the police are keeping their distance.
Even tapping SUV that was in front of them to basically bump them out of the way. Tapped that car a couple of times, and now we see
it's only a matter of time, bro.
Hanging on the side.
You can keep this up. It's only a matter of time. I've seen how most of these end. Oh, look at that! Oh,
the tire there. Is that what you're seeing, Lieutenant? Looks like that front passenger tire has gone.
No, it's up, bro. It's up because he's gonna try to run. He's going to try to run, and it won't work.
And, we often talk about them, being on the shoulders. There's a lot of debris in the shoulders. And now we
what
see
happened?
That,
why did the tire burst? What happened?
Really, basically falling off here.
Is he aware that the tire burst?
In your experience, how is this going to change things if they cannot continue driving this vehicle and they know that he's armed with an AR-15 style weapon? I mean, things have got to be ramping up for these officers that are following this SUV.
Yeah, the anticipation of him stopping now is heightened.
This is so interesting.
He's got a couple of choices. He can get off the freeway, or he can continue on, and we've seen it many times before, with no wheel at all until the car catches fire.
Damn! Until the car catches fire?
Able to keep it straight at this point, but I'm sure it's pulling to the right.
That nigga, bro, they must have stolen like $1 million or something,
to steer. It looks
because
like they are
this is
pulling over
ridiculous,
to the side
bro.
Here.
And there's a police car right behind him.
We hope, and they lost the driver's side also, that tire. So apparently
here we
go. Over something. They have now pulled
here we go.
Stop.
Suspect on foot. Suspect on foot, nigga.
Suspects have been seen
they're staying in the car.
AR-15 style weapon.
Oh my gosh, GG's. No GG's, bro. 6 squad cars. 6
on the westbound side of the 10.
6 squad cars. Oh my god, this is some GTA shit, bro. Yo, in GTA, bro.
We have heard that we've seen an arm that is out of that window, of the driver's side window. You can see now that driver's side tire as well.
In GTA, bro. 6 squad cars.
And now opening up that door. But again, they don't know who else is in that vehicle, Lieutenant. Those windows are tinted so dark, and they have heard that these suspects are armed.
Yo.
That's correct.
You understand, bro? This guy makes one wrong move, and they gonna light that nigga up, bro.
Hands are up where they can see him.
They gonna light that nigga up, bro.
Traffic in the other direction blocked, especially when there's a weapon such as an AR-15 involved. They don't want anybody
I'm trying to imagine myself in this
if
situation.
anything goes wrong.
What am I gonna do, nigga? I'm thinking,
all the traffic on this side is
I got like 10 years to life, nigga. I'm only 25, nigga.
We just saw that canine.
Now I'm going to jail, nigga. God damn, bro.
But, so one suspect
did that nigga hit that nigga with a punch, bro? Did that nigga sock that nigga in the face, bro?
It did appear that there was someone else in the passenger side of this SUV, but we will have to wait and watch and see. And thinking that these officers would be approaching very carefully, very cautiously.
Damn. So if it wasn't for that tire, bro.
It didn't appear to them that there was anyone else in the vehicle the way that they're approaching, correct?
Yeah, it seems like they're very relaxed at this point. And
these niggas are so brave, dog. You understand that if there's someone in there and that nigga fucking shoots that guy in the face, he's dead in GTA, bro.
We can send the K9
in GTA
check rather than send a person up. Because right now they're right out in the open.
Yeah, and so it appears at this point that there is no one else in that vehicle.
Did the nigga hide?
At one point, like there was someone in the passenger side, but apparently that was just perhaps that driver moving around on that side. We did not hear of the reports of how many people were in the car once that robbery took place. Again, at a business up in Bakersfield, as well as a speedway, where we heard that this suspect pulled an AR-15 style weapon on a clerk.
Let's clap it up for this guy because, damn, bro, 30 minutes, 30-minute pursuit is ridiculous, bro. Let's clap it up for this guy.
We see that the
let's clap it up for this guy. Okay, guys.
Side of the 10. This is not too far from the 405.
Let me do this. Yo, hopefully I'm gonna be able to do more of this. This was very exciting. I enjoy watching, like, well, not like enjoy, because crime is wrong. Crime is wrong. Crime is wrong. But yeah, man, this is very interesting. If I don't get copyrighted after uploading this, and I'll probably be able to watch more. Yeah, is there anything else I should mention? Yo, yeah, nah, that's it. I'm gonna clear up everything. I'm gonna set up a proper title, set up a proper thumbnail for this video, well, for this stream, that is. Just all of a sudden and I realized that, damn, this is actually happening right now. So I was just like, yo, ain't got no time for no thumbnail, nigga. Ain't got no time for none of that, nigga. Let's just go. So yeah, man. I'll see y'all on the next one. Hi, bro. I remember you was on that thing with Speed in it. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yo.